She's known as the grandmother of Juneteenth. At 96 years old, Opal Lee made history as the activist who started a movement that led to national recognition of Juneteenth as a federal holiday. Trason Bragg has her story.
The journey to achieve extraordinary change began with a woman's determined walk.
Miss Opal Lee is like, I want to say, a legend.
Her story became legend because of her unwavering mission. But this grandmother of Juneteenth faced unimaginable terror at an early age.
When whites began to gather across the street, there were policemen from Fort Worth and county people.
The 12-year-old watched while a mob burned her family's Fort Worth, Texas home to the ground. Her father was helpless to stop it.
And he had a rifle. And the police officer said, if you bust a cap, we'll let that mob have you.
The searing flames lit a fire inside Opal Lee. She spent decades working to make a better life for herself, her family, and her community. While working as a school teacher and counselor, she oversaw Juneteenth celebrations in her hometown.
When they learned they were free, they started celebrating, and we've been celebrating ever since.
But she knew it could be something bigger.
Juneteenth needs to be a national holiday.
So at 89 years old in 2016, Opal Lee began her mission to raise awareness for this holiday. She set out on a course to walk from Fort Worth to the nation's capital, marking 2.5 miles a day in the morning and at night. The 2.5 miles representing the 2.5 years it took General Gordon Granger to arrive in Texas.
The enslaved were just learning that they were free. And I can just imagine how they felt after being in bondage for so long.
After a few weeks, she changed her strategy and walked at Juneteenth events across the nation and started a petition.
We want them to know that the enslaved were still enslaved for 2.5 years after they'd been free. And we don't want that to happen again. And it could, you know. It could actually happen. If we're not aware of our history, we don't heal from it, it's going to happen again.
Her efforts gained national attention, which led her to the White House in 2017, and she delivered over 1 million signatures to Congress.
If they do pass it, I'm headed to Washington, D.C. as fast as I can get there.
Little did she know,
the bill is passed.
her persistence paid off. On June 17, 2021, President Biden signed a bill to recognize Juneteenth as a federal holiday.
Over the course of decades, she's made it her mission to see that this day came. She's walked for miles and miles, literally and figuratively, to bring attention to Juneteenth, to make this day possible.
With Miss Opal Lee receiving a front row seat.
You cannot imagine how joyful, how humble, how magnificent the whole thing has been.
But the work is not complete.
Now, the fact that it's become a holiday, making more people aware of it, but we want others to be aware of it.
She's helping to create the first National Juneteenth Museum.
I just want it to happen in my lifetime.
Until then, she'll continue to fight. Celebrate the wins. And of course, keep on walking.
I want to be known for being a little old lady in tennis shoes, getting in everybody else's business and having a damn good time doing it.
In Fort Worth, Trason Bragg, WBZ News.